If you see me talking with my hands a lot, it's because this house, there are so many details, but just the overall form is really important. Hi, I'm Kate Wood from Worth Preserving. So today I want to talk about a very special house in Kingston, New York. Now this is a house, it's listed on Circa Old Houses. I find it a showstopper. There have been some alterations to it over time, but if you look closely, you can see all kinds of really neat details that give you clues about its historical style, when it was built. I'm calling it a colonial revival because it was built in the early 20th century, way after the colonial period was over. But it's evoking that Georgian style, that massing. What you see symmetry. So it's got a center hall. It is basically a square. It's got this hipped roof. If you see me talking with my hands a lot, it's because this house, there are so many details, but just the overall form is really important. If you look at the corners, look very closely, you'll see there's this decorative brick coining. In a Georgian house, this might be called out in marble or some sort of cast stone. Here, it's just in the brickwork. What you do see is that contrast between the white stone lintels and also that arch over the middle window on the second floor. You often hear people refer to the Georgian style. Keep in mind, the Georges reigned in England for almost the entire 18th century, so there are a lot of different Georgian periods and a lot of different styles. But what they all have in common is this reference to classicism. And one of the key elements in this house that really tell you that this is a classical building is the dentelated cornice around the roofline. So I'll say that word again, dentelated. Just think of your teeth. Dentelated. So let's move inside. First of all, these are grand spaces. It's very orderly. You walk into the center hall. There are rooms off to either side. You've got very high ceilings. These look like they're at least 10 feet high. The scale of the windows is incredible. I love this fireplace because you see these Roman bricks. This was a style that again, goes with the classicism of this house. When you see those long, thin bricks, those are Roman bricks. So that is an original feature of this house. Something that I really love to see in a house that's more than 100 years old is no one has ever painted this trim. This is original trim, probably has its original finish on it, and that built-in, same thing. No one's ever put a paintbrush to that. Okay, so here's another fireplace. Very different. It's got that mottled glazed tile that's very characteristic of the late 19th century, early 20th century. It's artistic. Again, look at the millwork in this room. The fireplace mantle, you could say, oh, look at that workmanship. The craft is incredible. I totally agree, but would you be surprised if I told you that I have seen this exact mantle in another house in Kingston that was built around the same time? That is because this came out of a catalog. Decorative features like these were made in factories, mass-produced, and purchased by upper middle class and wealthy families for these grand houses that were being built with all this wealth at the turn of the century in America. Again, woodwork in this room never been painted. The paneled wainscot, 5-panel doors, all original, all mass-produced in factories. But still, what is so special about this interior is not the fact that it's one of a kind, totally unique. It's the fact that it is still intact. That's what makes it really special. What I think when I see an interior like this is time capsule. So you just have to use your imagination a little bit. What you're seeing are the bones, but if you think about the rich color and texture that would have been in a room like this, in the wall coverings, the floor coverings, the lighting, the furnishings. And what's great about this time period is that you can go and find all kinds of illustrations, photographs, trade catalogs that were available to the general public. Interiors like these could be ordered from catalogs. It's almost like the Amazon of the 19th and early 20th century. My very favorite feature of this house has to be the completely intact butler's pantry. So you've got the wood built-ins, you've got the beadboard, the upper cabinets with glass, even the original hardware. This is really amazing. So I really love doing these virtual walkthroughs of special houses with you. So if you have a house that's worth preserving, please reach out. I love to talk about these things, and I can't wait to connect with you.